Justin, thank you for taking the Hearth Hope. I'm wondering if it's okay if we can do another screen with you. 2 screens, actually. We routinely collect information about people's substance use because it does have an impact on their mental health and the other medications that they might be taking. So I'm going to do these screenings and tell you how some of your scores might compare to other people around the country that also take this screen. Okay? Okay. So the questions are going to be on my iPad. And so I'm wondering if you'd rather take it on the iPad, or you can look at the questions on your paper here and I can put them in as we go along.
I think maybe you should do that.
Okay. I'll read you the questions, and if at any point it's not clear to me, let me know. Okay? All right. So why don't you come a little closer, and let's make sure that you can see what I'm doing. All right? So let's go through these. We're going to start with the audit, which is a screening for alcohol use. Okay. So this is all about the last 12 months. And just so you understand what I'm saying when I say 1 drink, a 1 drink is like a 12-ounce beer.
Like
so we're not talking like a 24-ounce or 40. This is just a 12-ounce small beer.
Okay.
5 ounces of wine is 1 drink, or 1.5 ounces of liquor, which is like a shot of liquor. So that's 1 drink. Okay. So in the last 12 months, tell me what describes you the best. How often do you have a drink containing alcohol? Never, monthly, 2 to 4 times a month, 2 to 3 times a week, or 4 or more times a week?
I guess like probably 2 to 3 times a week. Okay. Something like that.
2 or 3 times a week. How many drinks containing alcohol do you have on a typical day when you are drinking? Do you have 1 or 2 drinks, 3 or 4 drinks, 5 or 6 drinks, 7 to 9 drinks, or 10 or more drinks at a time?
Like 5 or 6 max.
5 or 6.
If I had to put, like, that would be, maybe like a 6-pack would be better.
All right. And how often would you say that you have 5 or more drinks on one occasion? Does that never happen? Does that happen less than monthly? Monthly you have 5 or more drinks? Weekly? Daily or almost daily?
But it would be weekly, right?
Weekly. How often during the last year have you found that you weren't able to stop drinking once you got started? Did that happen never? Did that happen less than monthly? Monthly? Weekly? Daily or almost daily?
Never. Like, stop drinking? Yeah. There's a place where it's too much.
And how often during the last year have you failed to do what was normally expected of you because of drinking? Did that never happen? Less than monthly? Monthly? Weekly? Daily or almost daily?
I've never. I always do what I gotta do.
Okay. Never.
Business gets handled.
How often during the last year have you needed a drink in the morning, first thing, after a heavy drinking session the night before? Did that happen never, less than monthly, monthly, weekly, daily, or almost daily?
Ugh, never. Never.
Never.
Ugh.
How often in the last year have you had a feeling of guilt or remorse after drinking? Was that never, less than monthly, monthly, weekly, daily, or almost daily?
Once every other month, something like that.
So less than monthly, is that accurate?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Less than monthly. How often during the last year have you been unable to remember what happened the night before because of your drinking? Did that happen never, less than monthly, monthly, weekly, or daily or almost daily?
Probably about the same. I think I can think of a few times that, but not so often. I mean, I probably put like less than monthly.
Less than monthly. Okay. Have you ever been injured because of your drinking?
No.
And the other options are yes, but not in the last year, or yes, during the last year.
Yeah, definitely.
No, the answer is no. Just want to be clear. Has a relative, friend, doctor, or other healthcare worker been concerned about your drinking, or suggested that you cut down? Did that happen? No, not at all. Yes, but not in the last year. Or yes, in the last year.
Yeah, I mean, my parents have told me they're concerned about it before.
Okay, so somebody did say
They
so.
do it too much.
So that's a yes. Okay, great. You're all done. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to move on, and we're going to do the DAST, which is the drug screen. Okay?
Okay.
So we're going to do the same way. Follow along, and I'm going to put it in the iPad. Is that all right with you?
Okay. This is it right here?
Yeah, that's it right there. So this is a yes or no questions
Okay.
about the last 12 months, all right? But we're going to start with, which of the following drugs have you used in the last year? Methamphetamines? Okay. Cannabis? That would be like pot, marijuana?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a yes. Okay.
Sweet.
Inhalants like pain thinner, aerosol, glue. Okay.
Like an elementary school kid.
Okay. Tranquilizers, Valium or barbiturates? No. Okay. Cocaine?
No, I'm not a fan.
Narcotics like heroin, oxycodone, methadone. Hallucinogens like LSD, mushrooms, things like that.
Not in the last year, no.
Okay, we're just talking the last year. And stimulants like speed.
Don't touch that.
No. Okay, great. And how often, so you checked cannabis. How often have you used cannabis? Would that be monthly or less, weekly, or daily, or almost daily?
Pretty much every day.
Every day. Okay.
Yeah.
And next we're going to talk about yes or no questions for the past 12 months. Okay?
Okay.
So this is in reference to cannabis. Have you used drugs other than those required for medical reasons?
Yeah.
Do you abuse more than one drug at a time?
No. I get really messed up if I mix alcohol with weed.
Okay.
Bad scene.
Okay. Are you unable to stop using drugs when you want to?
No. No, you get too high, you're done.
Have you ever had any blackouts or flashbacks as a result of your drug use?
No. I didn't know that was possible.
Some of these questions might be more relevant to other drugs. Do you ever feel bad or guilty about your drug use? Does your spouse or parents ever complain about your involvement with drugs?
Yeah, my mom gets on my ass about smoking.
Okay, so that would be a yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever neglected your family because of your use of drugs?
No. Are you kidding me?
Okay. Have you ever engaged in illegal activities in order to obtain drugs?
No, I have a card, so
Okay.
I get prescribed.
Okay. Have you ever experienced withdrawal symptoms or felt sick when you stopped taking drugs?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. And the last one, have you had medical problems as a result of your drug use, like memory loss, hepatitis, convulsions, bleeding, anything?
No.
Okay. Great.
That would suck.
And there's two more quick questions. Have you ever injected drugs? So the choices are never, yes in the past 90 days, or yes in the past.
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay. And have you ever been in treatment for drug use? And not in the past either. Okay. Great. All right, you've completed both the screens. Thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this screen with me. It really helps us better understand kind of where you're at in the risk level of substances like alcohol and other drugs, and how it might be affecting your life or your health. This gives us a chance to give you really personal information about where you sit in the continuum of use and abuse. Okay?
Okay.
And maybe it's having an effect on your life, and maybe it's not, but this gives us a chance to talk about it.
Okay.
Could we spend a few minutes talking about your results?
Sure. I mean, I'd be interested to see how I scored anyway. So.
Okay, well, let's see where you land. Okay, so we're going to start with the alcohol screen, the audit. Let's see what you scored. So you scored a 14. Right here I have the scores of all the people in the country that have taken this screen and where you rank among them. So I'm going to show that to you, okay? So this pyramid shows kind of where other folks' use is at. Your 14 score on the audit puts you in a risky level. So I don't know if you can see that right there, that part of the pyramid. So this is where most people land. 78% of the population land in the low risk or abstain. So they don't use, or they use to a point that's considered low risk. You've fallen in the risky zone. It's about 9% of the population are using at the same levels that you're using.
What does that mean?
Well, it can mean a lot of different things. It means that you are more at risk than 78% of the population in developing some health complications as a result of your alcohol use. Did you know about any of the health effects of drinking?
I mean, I guess, everyone knows kind of it can really mess up your liver and stuff, but I'm not drinking that much.
Well, why don't we look at this for a second? So liver damage is one of the alcohol's effects on the body, and it can also have all these other effects that maybe you didn't know about. Can we take a minute and look at that?
Cause cancer?
Yeah, that is one of the potential effects of drinking in a risky way.
I can mess with sexual performance.
Yep.
That good.
So anything surprised you on that?
I mean, the sexual performance and the cancer.
You hadn't heard that before.
Yeah. I mean, my mom's an alcoholic. And I know, she deals with, she can't remember things sometimes. She can get, a little shaky. She's sick a lot. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to end up like her in any capacity, but I don't really want this stuff.
All right, so Justin, I want to give you your scores on the DAS screen, the drug screen, okay? So looking at your answers, you scored a 2 on the DAS, which puts you also in the risky category.
Risky for both, huh?
Yeah, you're in the risky category for both.
All right.
So are you aware of any of the health effects of marijuana?
You mean besides getting high?
Well, actually, potential side effects.
I didn't even know there was side effects.
Well, let me show something to you. These are some of the physiological effects that marijuana can have on your body and some of the long-term health consequences. Some people don't know about it, but here's some information if you'd like to look it over.
Again, with the sex drive. And actually, to be honest with you, there is some motivational stuff there. I mean,
You've experienced that?
Yeah, sometimes I worry about it, getting in the way of me going to college or doing the things I need to do. And I did hear that it can increase the chances of like a psychotic thing happening. But I don't know how much I believe that.
So, Justin, when thinking about your drinking habits, how important is it for you to make a change in your drinking? And if you put yourself on the scale, 1 being not important to make a change, and 10 being very important to make a change, where would you put yourself?
Maybe like a 7? 7?
Okay. So a 7 is how important it is for you to make a change.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to end up like my mom.
So why not a 4 or a 5 in importance? Why a 7?
Well, I certainly don't want any of the things that are listed on this. I don't want cancer, and I don't want any of that sexual dysfunction. I've been thinking about kind of giving it up altogether anyway.
So you've already had this thought in your head.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't want to end up like your mom, and you don't want to have health effects from the drinking.
Yeah, that's really not worth it. That's scary.
Yeah, it is. So if it's a 7 in importance, I'm curious how confident you are you could actually do the things that it would take to make the change, to drink less or drink differently. If 1 is not confident in making that change and 10 is very confident in making that change, how confident are you that you could do it?
Maybe like a 6.
Okay. 6. So why 6 and not a 4 or 5?
Well, I mean, I want to do it. I definitely think I should. One thing that comes up when I'm thinking about it is that it's all my friends do this. They all smoke. They all drink, and I'm a little bit worried about how that's going to go down. Like what they're going to say, or if they're going to make fun of me, and I just don't. And that's kind of like what we do together. So I don't know, but I know it's important, and I really don't. I don't know.
Well, what concerns you most about your marijuana use?
Just, I mean, the psychotic thing is like a little bit, and I don't want it to get in the way of going to school, but I don't.
So you have some concerns.
Some, yeah, but nothing. I don't know. I don't know if I believe all that nonsense.
Well, if we were to put you on a scale of 1 to 10, so looking at this ruler again, putting you on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it, 1 being not important, 10 being important, for you to make a change in your marijuana use?
Maybe a 3.
A 3? So Justin, why 3 and not a 2?
I did, as I said, I heard that it could lead to something more a little bit like, I don't want to have like a psychotic episode. I don't think really anything's wrong with me in that good sense, but and I do want to go to school. So if it's going to get in the way of doing that, I'm not interested in still doing it.
So if you could see it getting in the way of you going to school, that make you want to make a change.
Yeah, yeah. If it's going to get in the way of me doing other things, then why bother? I mean, I haven't experienced that yet, so.
So if you experience that, you think about making a change.
Yeah.
If you did decide to make a change, how confident would you be in making that change? Would you be between a 1 and a 10?
I can stop smoking weed anytime I want.
Where would you put yourself?
I like maybe like an 8 or a 9.
8 or 9. So you're pretty confident you could actually make a change when you decided to.
Yeah, if I want to stop smoking weed, I can stop smoking weed. No question.
Okay. So Justin, on one hand, you're worried about your friends, you're worried about how to not drink in social situations when other people are doing it, what they might think of you. But on the other hand, you have this other part of you saying, I don't want to be like my mom, and I don't want to have health effects, and I want to go to school and do those things that are important to you. And so how are you going to resolve that?
I mean, I guess it's a I don't know. I maybe it would be a good idea to cut down maybe a little bit. I guess I could see, because I don't think like stopping cold turkey is gonna be easy. I know that's gonna be an issue, but I don't know, maybe I could try a little bit less.
Well, what would cutting down look like for you? How much would you cut down?
Well, there's not that much difference really between like a whole 6-pack and like maybe like 3 or 4 beers or shots or whatever. I could maybe cut down a few. Probably at the most half, but I could, I'll try like 1 or 2.
So it sounds reasonable to you to go from 5 or 6 beers to maybe 3 or 4?
Yeah. No, I could give that a shot.
Would you be willing to try that between now and next week and let me know how it goes for you?
Okay, I can do that.
We'll see how you did, and if you want help making a plan, we can talk about that.
Okay. Cool.
Could we maybe check back in about if it is affecting your life, if it is getting in the way of school? Could I have permission maybe to talk to you about this more next time we meet, maybe see how school's going for you?
Sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
Great. Thank you. So looking over, Justin, of all the stuff we talked about today, it sounds like after going through the screens, you weren't so concerned about your marijuana use, but you're willing to come back to the conversation, and if it was getting in the way of school, we could talk more about that.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
And on the alcohol front, you had some more concerns around the health implications, around your mother, and that you were willing to actually make a change and give it a try to cut back a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 beers over the next time that you drink with your friends, and that we could talk about it again next week, see how you did. Is there anything else I can do to help you with that plan?
No, I mean, I think I could. I'll be all right. I think I can give it a shot.
I know this was the first time that we had this conversation with the screening tools. How did it go for you? What did you think about it?
I mean, it wasn't bad. Usually when people talk to me about drugs and alcohol, it's like a whole bunch of.
Mm-hmm. Was this different?
Yeah, I mean, it was just nice to be able to talk about it without like feeling like you are judging me or telling me to stop or it was more comfortable.
Well, this is really about your choices. It's not for me to tell you what to do. And I just appreciate you giving me the chance to have this conversation with you so that we could be really honest about it. So, thanks, Justin.